Hello, Oracles. Tesla pushing back up over $200 today ahead of the FOMC meeting tomorrow. This is very exciting. They barely squeaked over 200, but that was a very important level to close above today. So, again, we were talking yesterday. There may still be a dead cat bounce coming. I truly don't know. I still see all the gaps below. I think that is a potential, but we are pretty oversold. And as I said yesterday, we could see a bit of a bump up. We're going to take a look at some charts that Jesse had put out over on X and show that there may be a potential run going up before we end up pulling back down. There's a bunch of different things. Again, when I look at the charts, I use the charts as a map as to a potential as to what we can see in either direction. Then we take a look at what's going on with the sentiment for the stock. We take a look at what's going on in the macro environment and then kind of piece together what we think may end up happening. Now, again, this is all near-term stuff. Anybody who's a long-term shareholder, none of this really truly matters to you unless you like to follow the day-to-day stuff like I do. So I like to see the day-to-day movements. That's why I track these charts. And I know for me as an early on investor, one of the things that I was concerned with was the daily movements. My emotions were stuck in the stock market. Took me some time to learn to get that out. So when I started to learn the charts and learn why the stock moves one way or the other, it helped me learn to keep my emotions out of it because now I understood why it was happening. Think you go back hundreds of years ago, a lot of people were scared by certain things because they didn't understand it. Once we got an understanding of things, we removed some of that fear from our lives. Same holds true for the stock market. Human emotion has not changed over time. Once we learn how things operate, we no longer have that fear of the unknown. That's why I learn these things. That's why I share them with you. So today we're going to take a look at the charts again. We're going to discuss the FOMC meeting tomorrow and what that could potentially mean for Tesla stock and the entire stock market in the future. So we'll go over that in just a minute. All right, so looking at the charts today, again, closing up 1.76% at $200.84. Again, closing over 200 was a very important number for today. Now, yesterday we saw a pretty good chunk of volume on that big sell-off at 136 million shares trading hands. Today was almost the same at 117 million going back green. That's a good sign. We are still technically oversold at 28.55, so we could bump up some more. Now, again, we've got the FOMC meeting going on tomorrow. We are expecting to hear the Fed say that they are not going to be raising rates. They have said that they may raise rates one more time by 25 basis points this year, but is that going to be in this meeting or will we see that in December? Now, my question is, if we do not see the rate hike going tomorrow, how is the market going to react? Are they going to think that, oh, we're going to now see that rate hike in December and we're going to sell off accordingly? Or are they going to think that we are going to now see a pause and not a rate hike at all? Conversely, if we do see the rate hike tomorrow, is that going to be the market's indication that the Fed is now officially pausing after the rate hike tomorrow and we can see a rally? So, a couple things to play with. Again, nothing is answering the questions as to what could happen because, again, nobody truly knows, but these are the different scenarios that I play out in my head. So now Jesse had posted this out over on X, saying that right now we are coming really close to that support level that we had been seeing around that $195 level. With us being oversold, we could bounce very hard off of this and push up, seeing as we are creating a bull flag at the moment. The target is a conservative $350. That would blow us right past that $314 level that we just could not break last year. And now, as he did explain also, if we're going to see more bullish upside to Tesla, it has to get back above $200 soon. Again, we did that today. Otherwise, there's not a lot under us acting as support till the $150 range. And again, that $150 range, that's that 146 gap that is below us. So closing over 200 today was very important. If we can hold over this tomorrow after the FOMC meeting, this could be very good for us to move up with that bull flag. If we do dip down below it, we could end up falling down further to that 146 gap. And Analyzing Alpha Insights put out this chart here. Looking back this year, looking at the chart going back to March through July of this year, look at this very similar pattern that we're seeing going on right now. This is a beautiful overlay as to what we're seeing going on, including the gap down. So with all of that happening, does that mean we could potentially see this run? That tying in with what Jesse had said about that bull flag could give us that indication that this run could end up happening going up to 350. And so now if that run does end up happening, do I still think we're going to get that dead cat bounce? It's a potential again. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Looking at how uncertain the market is at the moment, anything can happen. Yes, we saw this very similar pattern happen earlier this year. Will it repeat itself or will it break down this time? Again, only time is going to tell on that. We have to wait and see. But as of right now, I'm playing in both directions. I am starting to add again. So I started adding under 200. I'm not going to stop that. But if I do see us running up significantly, I may kind of put the brakes on because, again, we still don't know what's going to happen next year. While we could see a very nice run going on into the end of this year, Cybertruck coming out, the beginning of the year, now all of a sudden in 2024, we have the EV tax credit coming off at the time of purchase. That could increase sales as well for Tesla. But if at that time in the macro environment, we have people getting laid off from their jobs, we start going into a recession, that could mean that it doesn't matter what money comes off at the time of purchase. If people have no money coming in, they're not going to be able to purchase a vehicle at all, let alone being a Tesla, regardless if the EV tax credit comes off at the time of purchase. So that could lead to a bigger macro situation that causes the entire market to pull down and causing that bull run up to that potential 350 to reverse itself. So again, this is why I'm not in any situation to bet anything big in that near term because there is still so much uncertainty going on. We've seen massive reversals going on at different times of the year for random reasons. Maybe we go into a bigger war. Maybe China invades Taiwan. Who knows? I don't hope any of that stuff happens, but we've seen crazier things going on in the last few years. So it's very difficult for me to go and say that this is truly what's going to happen. I just played all of those scenarios out and I kind of prepare in both directions. I hedge myself one way or the other. I add buys here. I take away buys there. I stockpile some cash. I'm still sitting on about 35% of my portfolio in CDs that are bringing in about 5 to 5.5% interest because if I see an opportunity, I'll pull some money out and buy it. Otherwise, I just kind of want to wait and see what's going on. We still have all of next year, and the next year is an election year. Every single time we hit an election year, going into election time, we get massive sell off from uncertainty and buying opportunities. So, over the next year, I'm going to continue playing it how I've been playing it, which is just peaking off here and there, dollar cost averaging across the 69 positions I have in my Oracle ETF. All of you guys who are members and patrons, you get to see it. And I apologize, members. I haven't been sharing it with you. My apologies. I've been putting it on Patreon, but I have been forgetting to put it over there. I am so sorry. So I will be getting it out to you members. I'm going to do that after I finish recording this video tonight. So apologies. Please forgive me. Had a lot going on in my life over the last couple of months. So I will be getting that out, but all the members and patrons, you guys get to see every portfolio change that I make on a weekly basis. I update it every single weekend. So there's 69 positions. And again, I'm just dollar cost averaging into all of them. And so they range from, high yielding ETFs like TSLY, CONY, QQQY, and then I've got some stable income plays like O Realty, ABR, JEPI, JEPQ. I've got other ETFs like DGRO, VU, VYM, SCHD, and then I've got my long-term regular stock plays like Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, a lot of these different dividend plays as well that are bringing me in cash. I will be making a dividend video for you guys, hopefully this weekend, showing all that I've been making. Last month, I made over $600 in passive income. This month is a little bit less just because September is a much bigger month for all of my returns, but I still brought in $525 in passive income in October. November will end up being more. So this is building up exactly as the play that I wanted to do. So if we do get that big dip next year, or even that dip that we get going into election time, I'm going to have significant passive income coming in that I can utilize to buy those positions at lower prices. That is my whole plan. That's why I'm doing this. And worst case scenario is we run, I don't get to add a bigger amount, and I just have to pay a little bit more for the stocks that I really love. Again, I'll still have that passive income to be able to purchase that. It's a win-win situation in my eyes. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think the market is going to react to the FOMC meeting tomorrow? Do you think we're going to rally afterwards? Do you think we're going to sell off? And let me know also, do you think the Fed is going to be raising rates tomorrow, or do you think we are going to be hearing a pause and a potential raise in December, or will it be the official pause until the Fed decides to cut rates? Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.